Okay, so now we are going to stitch our banner together, and we're going to do that by attaching our thread at the inside, so bringing your knot between the two layers of fabric, and then as your thread comes out, we are going to stitch into the front bit of fabric. Can you see I'm taking up a little bit of the fabric there with my needle? I'm actually going to do a bit more than that, probably about that much. And then as the needle comes out, I'm going to go into the back just a tiny bit. So my needle is actually underneath this front fabric. I'll show you that again. It's going to come into the fabric and along, so it's inside that bit of fabric, and then out through the back piece of fabric. And I'm going to pull that through. Careful not to get your thread stuck around your dowel. It is going to be a bit annoying when you start off, but the further away we get, it'll be fine. So then you can see that the majority of the thread is hidden underneath this bit of fabric, so you only see a small stitch. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to come opposite where it's come out of the back. I'm going to go in the front, along underneath the fabric, and out the back. Pull that through. And you can see that this is the stitch. All of this can be hidden inside there, we won't see that. This is the stitch, so it's really quite tiny. So I'm going to go opposite, along, and out through the back again. Try not to catch it around the dowel or around my pins. So it's coming out the back, into the front, opposite that, along inside the fabric, and out the back. And what that's going to do is it's going to, got a little bit of a knot going on there. That's not what I want. There we go. So it's pulling the two bits of fabric together, going as we're going to stitch all the way along our side of our banner here to the point, and then I will show you what to do when we get to the point. Okay, I have got to the edge and I'm about to do a point, so I just wanted to show you how to do that. So I'm actually going to remove the pin because I like to have a bit more flexibility. So I'm going to just make sure that those edges, there's a bit of thread coming out there, those edges are really close together. And I am going to bring my thread, my needle, into the front here, and I'm going to bring it out right on that point there. So just like you would do a normal stitch that we have been doing, but it's going to come out right on that point. And here I'm going to do a couple of over stitches. So I'm just going to go in the front, straight out the back, pull tight, in the front, straight out the back, pull tight, and then that's just keeping that point really pointy. So you can see all of the stitches along there. We've got a few marks just from where the pins have been, but we can rub those. And you can see we've got a nice sharp point. And then what we're going to do is continue the stitching as we have been doing until we get to this point, and again do the same. Come out the back of the point, do a couple of over stitches, and then continue to the next point, couple of over stitches, and then all the way along. Now the other thing I wanted to show you how to change your thread over, finish off a thread and change it over in the middle of your stitching. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a small stitch. So my thread's coming out of the back. I would normally go through the front and do a diagonal stitch. I'm just going to bring my needle into the middle and pick up a little bit of that fabric and do a loop to create a knot. Then going to hide that by just taking my thread through and cutting that off. And then this bit here that I've left will just look like the beginning of the next stitch. So I've rethreaded my needle, and I am going to just again take another bit of that fabric, not going all the way through, sorry, not going all the way through, just taking a bit of that fabric so that I can put my knot inside. And then I'm going to bring my needle up as if that last stitch is going to be my new stitch. I'm going to close that again. So now all of the end of my knot and my new thread is hidden inside, and I am going to go into the front, along the fabric, out the back for a new stitch. And again, just as we were doing before, into the front, out the back, and there we go. You couldn't tell that I've started or finished, and we're just going to continue from there.